Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings. Welcome. Thank you for being with us today.
Good morning.
I've decided, though, when I talk about the Cowboys, it might work better to start with Skip here.
It just might, because I'm the only one who really gets the Dallas Cowboys. But
This
go
is
ahead.
your QB.
No.
Should he run?
Yes.
Should Dak be running?
I'm sorry, I really disagree with what Stephen Jones said. And usually Stevens is kind of the brains of the operation because his dad can be a little out there occasionally. But I'm with Daddy on this one because Dak Prescott needs to run 8 to 10 times a game. It's a crucial part of what he does best. And if you will, I'll just throw a quick stat at you. Dak Prescott, 25 yards or fewer rushing in a game, they're 13-10. 25 yards or more in a game, they're 10-2. And the two losses came to Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay at Jerry World when Dak played, I thought, his best game of the year. He had a QBR of 97 on a scale of 0 to 100. And what happened in the second half after my team led 21-12 at halftime? No Sean Lee, defense collapsed, and so it all went for naught. But they shouldn't have lost that game, and the one they should have lost was the second loss in the 10-2. It was at Atlanta, the first game with no Zeke. There was no Ty Smith. There was nobody. There was no Sean Lee. So it was a disaster of a game. And again, it wouldn't have mattered if he had rushed for 100 yards in that game. They would have lost. So in the end, what is Dak Prescott? He is a smooth, slick decision maker and ball handler when it comes to the read option. I don't see anybody run it better in pro football. It's hard to make that choice as quickly. Nope, this guy runs it better than Cam does consistently. Cam runs better, runs. That they just call Cam's number. He can run quarterback draws or just keepers. But this guy on the read option, because he's got a nuclear weapon that he is pulling the ball away from, that attracts about 2/3 of the defense, and often it's just wide open to the left or to the right, and he takes off running. And what does he also do very well? He slides. He doesn't look for contact, but he can give as good as he gets because he weighs 250 pounds, and he can take an occasional lick. Have to run. It's part and parcel of who they are and what they do. It's part of ball control. It's why they went 82 yards in 18 plays to put away the New York Football Giants the other night. It's why he can sustain long drives, because every once in a while he will gash you when you least expect it when he keeps the football.
I'm not shocked that you sided with Jerry as opposed to Steven, because you're looking at the short-term effect of this. You want to win right now.
So does Jerry. He keeps saying, these games are so important to us.
But here's the thing. This doesn't go to the development of your quarterback being able to throw the football. Yeah, you're going to win a few games. But if you want to have long-term success, your quarterback better be able to consistently and accurately throw the ball from the pocket.
He can.
Well, if that's the case, why do we got to do this? If he could do what you said he did, there's no Aaron Rodgers doesn't do this. Tom Brady doesn't do this.
Aaron Rodgers can't do this. Tom Brady can't do this.
Really?
Can't.
No.
Skip.
Stop playing.
Aaron can't do this.
You do.
Aaron can do it right now.
He can't. He's too slender. He's too fragile.
Skip. Let me tell you.
He's got a tissue paper collarbone. He didn't want to subject himself to this.
The long-term effect, Skip, there will be time that when it's 3rd and 10 and you can't run zone reads and you're going to need to make a completion. How does this help the development of him throwing the football? You only get good at something if you do something, and you need to be able to do it in the fire.
So against Aaron Rodgers last year, he threw for 250 and 3 touchdowns. That's pretty good.
Okay, well then we'll build the offense around him. Build the offense around him.
Wait, in the playoff game against Aaron Rodgers, he threw for 303 touchdowns. Does that work? Scored 31 points in both games. He scored 31 points.
Well, guess
Will that work?
Guess
I
what?
think that means you could throw the football.
That will work.
Yeah.
But if they believed he can do that consistently, they would have him throw the ball more.
No, it's just it's a strength of his. It's not a weakness. It's a strength. The other quarterbacks don't have this, except for Cam, have this kind of strength.
That's where I agree with you. I'm with Jerry Jones on this one, too.
Thank you.
I am with Jerry Jones. I believe that whether you think it's a right now impact or a future, it doesn't matter. If it equates to winning ball games, you need to do it. When I look at Dak Prescott, he hasn't proven that he can consistently stand in the pocket and prove that he can win games just by solely doing that. When you look at his completion percentage in 2016, 67% completion percentage. Why? Play action and his ability to be a dual threat running. He didn't run a whole lot, but when he did, he was very effective. When you look at last year, you take his completion percentage down to 62%. They wasn't as effective running the ball. A part of that, he had more rushing attempts and rushing yards, but Ezekiel Elliott wasn't as much of a factor last year. A lot of that has to do with the offensive line. You look at this year, his completion percentage is at 64%. We have a small sample size, but I'm with you on this. One of his strengths is his legs. If Shannon, someone told you that your strength is running, but we just want you to stand out here and just catch. We don't want you to really run. We just want you to stand over here and just catch the ball. Right. Would you have a problem with that? Absolutely, you would have a problem with that. You would say, well, if I can do both, why not use me to do both?
Yeah, but
it creates a dual threat.
I knew for the long-term success of Shannon and for the Broncos, I needed to become as proficient at blocking as I did catching the football. And for me, I went home and I worked on that. And I worked on that in training camp, and I worked on that in mini camp, because I know in order for me to be the complete football player, because they couldn't get telltales. Okay, Shannon's in the game, it's a pass. Okay, Carswell's in the game, it's a run. No, because there was going to come a time that they're going to count on O'Shea. They're going to come a time you can't run the zone read. You're going to have to make that throw, Skip Bayless.
Okay, he can make the throw.
Jerry,
but it helps him make the throw when the defense is on its heels about play action.
But Stephen Jones says there's going to come a time that old Dak Prescott is going to want $30 million. I'm not paying a guy $30 million to do zone reads.
I'll give you an example. And I do not like comparing Dak Prescott to Russell Wilson because of Russell Wilson's advancement and how quickly he caught on. But when Russell Wilson first got in the league, they did a lot of zone reads.
Yes.
And they threw off of that zone read and scored a few touchdowns with them faking the run, him acting as though he was going to run, and then popping it to his receiver when he slipped the corner on the sideline. He progressed into a much better pocket passer. Why? It wasn't because they eliminated what he did well. They implemented what he did well, and they slowly were able to back off of that as he built confidence in his ability to stand in the pocket, make reads, and make the right decision and be more accurate. This is the process that Dak Prescott is going to have to take. And I agree with Jerry Jones. As of right now, he's not there. So utilize his strength, all of his strength.
But you know what happens when you run the ball like that 8 to 10 times a game? It affects your ability to throw the football because you're taking shots.
I don't agree with that. So
you know what?
So you don't think getting to the quarterback early affects him late?
No, it's a different type of getting to the quarterback. When you're running the ball, you're not a sitting duck.
You're taking hits.
You're taking hits, but you're being, to your point, Skip, he's 250 pounds. You're being the aggressor on these hits. You can dodge this. You can respond to these.
And a smart slider. And the game is rigged where if you give yourself up, they can only touch you down, right?
But for me, you know what? I'm gonna tell my defensive end.
Okay.
If they put that ball in the belly, and linebacker, you got Zeke. I want you to come put your helmet under Dak Prescott's chin.
And you know what? The defensive end after a while is going to say, that man's hard.
No.
No, I doubt if you say that.
Ask Cam. See what they did to Cap? They started giving up. Forget the run. The running back let him run. I need Suggs in the Super Bowl. What did they do to Cap?
You're right.
Punish him.
Until they do that, I'm going to need you to run, son.
Okay. So Stephen Jones says you can't consistently serve your quarterback up as a runner.
Can't do it.
There's only one play last year I don't want to see again, but it was crucial at the time that it was executed. If we could see that play at Arizona on Monday Night Football after that debacle in Denver, Dak took off and did the somersault over two DBs. Okay, what was the circumstance? They're down 7-0 with a minute left in the first half, and they're coming off the 42 to whatever it was at Denver. Disaster. So he just said, okay, I guess I got to take this game into my own hands, and I'm going to have to put my body at risk to get in the end zone so we can be 7-all at halftime. And they were. And then he made two throws in the second half, both of them to Bryce Butler, one on a broken play and the other one on a rollout, because he can throw it on the run just as well as he can stand flat-footed and throw it from the pocket.
You know why I don't mind that, Skip? I don't mind that because it not only fires your team up, it fires you up. When you make a play like that as a player, it's like hitting a couple three-pointer shots in a row. You start feeling yourself. You think, now, I can make this throw. I can make that throw. The rim becomes a little bigger. I can shoot from here.
I got it, but was it a little risky?
It was risky.
Well, how about 44 not doing his job?
You always say that you never give the offensive player credit. It's always, well, the defense.
I don't have a problem with that. But if you do your job, what's your job? If you're the end, what you got? You got quarterback. You ain't got to dive back. That's the linebacker's job.
Do you know how good 21 is?
But that's not
21. You
Greg,
get 21.
Greg, if your job is to run a comeback, why are you running a post?
You're right. Look, I've oftentimes looked at defensive ends and guys who are coming off the end, and I'm like, why would I'm not in that situation, so I can't speak to
Do you
that.
know how many times he pulls the ball back out
You
and
d-
there's nobody home?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you take your 6 or 7 yards and just get down? It's easy. It's a gift.
Skip, you know why I beat guys? Because they get so caught up. If you got a safety in the hole, why are you bodying a post move that I got? You got the 7 route, but you get caught up in trying to shut me down, that you get careless and you try to run up under the post, but I'm going to the 7. Now it's a touchdown.
Do they fear 21 running the ball more than 4? You better believe they do.
But that's not my job. I let the D coordinator, well, you better tell me I better got the dive back. Other than that, I'm putting my helmet under the chin of the quarterback, and I'm going to keep doing it. No, they'll stop calling it. I'll make you stop calling that play. I'll make you stop calling it.
All I know is that Dak kept the ball 7 times for 45 yards against the Giants, and they were crucial.
Yeah,
changed the game.
Because they don't understand responsibility.
And you
You
know
got
what?
responsibilities.
I don't even think he was sore the next day. 250 pounds.
No.
It's fine.
I don't
You
know
young.
about 8 to 10 times a game. If anything, about 4 to 6 design runs a game. 8 to 10 is a little high.
Greg, you know you young. You not sore. You go back out there. Man, my first 4 or 5 years in the league, we play a game on Sunday. I'm ready to go back again on Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
But as you start getting a little older, all of a sudden that old man set in, you still sore on Thursday, you still sore on Friday. Like, oh, dude.
We're all about win now. We are all in for 2018.
You're not
gotta
winning the
get it
Super
done.
Bowl. You better be thinking about long term. Because you're not winning the Super Bowl this year.
How do you know?
You're not even get to the playoffs.
How do you know?
Yeah, I know.
You better hope.
I know.
You're hoping.
I know.
Let's start with how they do it
You want
on
to get
Sunday.
you want to get a dinner on that?
On which?
Oh.
On the fact that the Cowboys will not win a Super Bowl this year?
No, I got to make the playoffs. I'll do that.
You just want in
I'm
on
good.
the dinner?
Hey, dinner's getting thrown around left and
He
right.
wants in on dinner dates. All right, we'll find one for you another time. Just think about it. He likes those dinners.